Hello everyone, welcome to AWS Tutorials. In AWS Tutorials, we provide workshops and exercises to learn about AWS services. These workshops and tutorials are published to our website aws-dojo.com. So today we are going to talk about how you can use AWS Lambda function to extend Systems Manager. If you are not aware of System Manager, let me give you a small introduction about that. System Manager is a capability available in AWS service, which can be used to manage your EC2 instances remotely. So for instance, if you want to collect the inventory of your fleet of virtual machines, or you want to run a particular command on a set of virtual machines, or if you want to do patch management, or you want to run certain automations on the virtual machines, or if you want to maintain the desired state for your virtual machines. These capabilities, these features are available as a part of Systems Manager. And to implement, to run the command remotely, or to manage the state, or for running the automations, patching, inventory collection, you don't need to log in to each of these individual machines. System Manager provides you capability to collect such information from your fleet of servers at a central place through a centralized mechanism. Okay, so that's a very small introduction about Systems Manager. I do recommend that you should go through the AWS documentations to learn more about it. Today, we are going to focus on automation part. And automation is a capability inside System Manager using which you can run automations on your fleet of EC2 instances remotely. So let's take example. Suppose that I have got a fleet of EC2 instances, and if I want to run certain automation, for that you need to have automation document. An automation document is kind of a script which has certain task which you want to perform on these EC2 instances remotely. There's a number of such automation documents provided by AWS. So for instance, there are automation documents which can add your EC2 instance to Active Directory, which can add your attach EBS volume to your EC2 instances. There are documents which can change the instance profile remotely. So there are many out-of-box such automation documents available, which you can simply go and run on more than one EC2 instance remotely to perform certain set of operations. So the way you do is that you select one automation document, and then you select the EC2 instances where you want to run this automation, and you simply run the automation. And automatically this automation document will run on each of these EC2 instances. All might succeed, all might fail, or some might fail and succeed, but you don't need to worry about that. You come to know about that status at a central place. This automation will run across all EC2 instances in your fleet, and then you will come to know the status about what succeeded, what failed at a central place. So that's the beauty of using the automation with the System Manager. Now, you can also create your custom automations, and there are various ways you can create custom automation. But today I'm going to show you how you can use Lambda to create a custom automation. So what are we building today? So what we are going to build is really a custom automation document, which will perform two tasks. It will create a new elastic IP, and then it will attach this elastic IP to an EC2 instance. And in order to do this automation, we will create a Lambda function. And then using with the help of this Lambda function, we will create a custom automation document. And then we will have an EC2 instance running, which will have no elastic IP. And we will see how we can run this custom automation document using the System Manager to create a new elastic IP and attach to this EC2 instance, and then get a confirmation back for that. So that's what we are going to build today. Again, I told you that your automation documents can be customized in many ways, but today we are going to focus on how you can use a Lambda function to create a custom automation document. So using the Lambda serverless capability for your automation purpose. That's the theme today. So in order to do this exercise, we have created an exercise at our website, aws-dojo.com. This URL of the website has been the exercise has also been provided to the description box below. This exercise provides step-by-step instructions to implement the scenario I just discussed. So let me take you through the exercise steps. Of course, you can run this URL yourself, and then you can use the instructions over there to implement the whole scenario end to end. So let me jump to the exercise. So here is our AWS-Dojo website. We have this exercise published. If you go through this exercise, there are certain instructions you have to follow. The first step is that you need to have an AWS account, of course. And if you don't have, then use this link to create a free trial account. Then you move on to create certain IAM roles. So one IAM role we will create for Lambda function, which will give Lambda function authorizations to create elastic IP and also assign the elastic IP to the EC2 instance. And then we will also create one role for the system manager, which will allow systems manager to be able to run the automation document and also able to use automation document to call a Lambda function. Okay, so we simply create these two roles first. So first role is called Dojo Lambda role, and the second role we are calling here Dojo automation role. So first role will be used by the Lambda function. The second role is used by the systems manager. Now we move on to the next step, which is creating the Lambda function. So the Lambda function, which is actually going to do this automation for you through the automation document. So we go and create a Lambda function. We selected our runtime as Python 3.a, and then in the role we say go and use Dojo Lambda role, because this role will give you authorizations to create elastic IP and also do association with the EC2 instance. Once we have done that, we write the code, and let me show you what the code looks like. It's pretty straightforward code, guys, and this snippet, in fact, I found from the AWS website. So you can simply use Boto library here, and we create a client for the EC2 instance. Then we use this method allocate address to create an elastic IP. And then we use this associate address method to assign this elastic IP to the instance. Now this instance is coming, this instance ID, which is the ID of the instance, is coming through this Lambda functions parameter. And this instance ID will be passed by systems manager automation document to the Lambda function. And you will see that in the coming instructions. So once it is done, you simply go and save this Lambda function and you deploy that. Once you deploy that, make note of the ARN of the Lambda function, because you need that. Now your Lambda function is ready. It is time to create the custom automation document. So in order to do so, you have to go to system managers, you go to the documents, and then you say, I want to create one automation. And here you can see the list of other automation documents which are out of box present from the AWS. But you're creating your own automation document here. And then you go to the create custom document, then say, okay, which role you want to use. So remember, we created one role for the system manager. That role ARN you provide here. Then we are configuring the parameters, because in order to associate the elastic IP to an instance, we need to pass instance ID as a parameter. So we are saying this automation document is going to take one parameter instance ID. Again, you can pass more than one instance IDs as well. In that case, you can say, I'm going to provide comma separated instance ID, and that way you can actually associate. You can create multiple EIPs and then associate with multiple instances. But I try to not to do here to minimize the cost here. But you got the idea. So I'm passing the instance ID as a parameter. And then what you do that we add a step for the automation. And the step for the automation is that I want to invoke a Lambda function. And then I provide the ARN for the Lambda function here. So we are saying the automation document as a step, you go and call this Lambda function. And here you got the idea that in this simple automation, I'm simply creating an EIP and assigning it to instance to one of the instance. But actually, if you want, you can create multiple steps over here, each calling different set of Lambda functions to create really a complex kind of automation. That is also possible. So once we have done the call the Lambda function, we need to pass the Lambda function this instance ID, which automation document is getting as a parameter. In order to do so, we have to go and configure the payload for the Lambda function. So we configure payload for the Lambda function, and we're simply saying that the instance ID, which is coming from the document as a parameter, simply pass it to the Lambda function, because then Lambda function can make use of it to complete the rest of the automation through the code. So once it is done, this completes the configuration. You can simply go and create the document, and document is created. And then if you go to this owned by me section, here you can go and see this Dojo EIP document created. This is the custom document we created. So time to test it, and in order to test it, you first create an EC2 instance. So I will recommend that go and create an EC2 instance. In this case, we created a Linux T2 micro box just to keep the cost low and under the free tier. So we create this EC2 instance here, and you can see that we made note of the elastic instance ID because we need to pass this as a parameter. And here you can see the elastic IP is blank. That means this instance does not have any elastic IP. Now we go to the Systems Manager again. We select the automation document and say, I want to execute the automation document. When you execute automation document, it asks for the parameter input parameter. So input parameter is this instance ID of the instance we created. And again, I mentioned here, guys, you see that I'm doing this for one instance, but actually you can create your parameter in such a way that you can pass multiple instance IDs over here as a comma separated string. And then in your Lambda function, you can change your code to create multiple EIPs and assign it to each of these instance IDs one by one. Yeah, you can really make it that kind of smart thing, but I try to avoid that to keep the cost low. Now, what you do next is that, so you provided your instance ID as a parameter to the document, and then you simply execute it. And it takes some time before the execution finishes. In fact, in this case, it was not very long because it's a pretty simple and straightforward thing. But you can see here that when the execution finishes, you get a response back. You can click on this link over here to see the whole response back. I'm not doing that here, but I leave that to you. And then if you go back to your EC2 instance, you can see now this EC2 instance has got an elastic IP assigned to it. So this is the elastic IP which was created. So if you go and see the elastic IP list, you can see the elastic IP has been created, and the same has been assigned to the EC2 instance. So this was pretty much what the exercise about, to give you idea that how you can use Lambda function to extend the features, extend the automation inside System Manager to be able to perform automation tasks on your AWS services and fleet of EC2 instances remotely. One of the final steps is to go and clean up the resources so that you don't incur any cost post the exercise. So this was the end of the exercise. Hope you guys like that. And if you like the exercise, please click on the like button and please subscribe to our channel. In AWS tutorials, we provide our loads of workshop and exercises to learn about AWS services. And these workshop and exercises are uploaded to our website, aws-dojo.com. So please do look for these exercises and workshop and let me know what you think about that. If you have any feedback or comment, either you can provide those in our YouTube channel comment section, or you can reach out to us through this contact us tab. That's all for today, guys. Thank you very much for your time and have a nice day. Bye-bye.